Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anicast episode number 4. I'm your host, Rising Oblivion. With me, I have my co-hosts.
What's up? This is Kuro. How are you guys doing today?
Heyo, it's Falcon here.
How you guys been? You guys doing pretty well this week, or how's it been since our last podcast, boys?
Yeah, it's been doing good. It's been a nice week, I think. I missed like one day of work too, so that extra day allowed me to like do other stuff that I needed to do. Yeah, it was like having 4-day weeks is just like so much better. Like I would be okay if I had to work 4 days a week instead of 5 forever.
Yeah, no kidding. When I used to work at because I've been still looking for jobs. When I used to work, whenever there'd be something just going on where they're like, you can't go, like, you don't need to work today or whatever. Because sometimes, like, working in a restaurant, like, somebody would want to, like, take somebody's shift or something like that. And I'm like, please take my shift every single time. Like, no problem. 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend, whatever. It's like, hell yeah, dude. It changes your perspective on the week pretty much, dude.
Yeah, it really changes. Like, the difference between having 4 days of work versus 5 days of work, it's really big. So I'm okay if they decide someday, like, there's some countries that already have 4-day weekdays of work, like mandated or legally or something like that.
Right.
So that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, I'm like, let's do that. What why not?
There's a lot of people that want that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, it's still 40 hours of work. Like, you can work 10 hours a day, and in 4 days you still make your 40 days, your 40 hours or whatever.
Right. My old job had 4 10s, but the fourth day was always rotating between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, like, it just didn't. I didn't like it. I couldn't ever schedule anything regularly or anything. So it wasn't really.
Oh, okay.
For me.
Yeah, that's not that good, I guess, because he does take away like that extra day or whatever.
Are you guys the kind of guys who like want structure, like a schedule out for everything, or do you like going free with it?
Oh man, I think
you need to. Yeah, I think, and it's not even like personally like, oh man, like I want to have like a schedule or anything like that. But it's like sometimes you have to schedule things like doctor visits, or you have to do something important, and if you don't have a set schedule, it's really hard to plan ahead for things. So even if you don't want to have a schedule, like personally for the channel or whatever, I have to plan ahead for things like Tokyo Game Show, which will already happened, and then there was like E3 or shit like that. Like, I have to plan way ahead so I can take my day off and like have the time frame for whatever and anything. So, like, although I don't personally like to follow a schedule because I feel like it constricts me, I have to have a schedule because I have things to do in a specific time manner. So it's very unfortunate, but
I think I don't like schedules, and I think you know that for sure, Kira, because like there's certain days where like I was up till 9 a.m. and you're like, dude, why the fuck are you up right now?
Like I messaged him the other day like at 7 in the morning. I'm like, dude, why are you up? Like, I figure I don't know. In my mind I was thinking you woke up early, but then I was like, motherfucker hasn't slept at all. That's what it means.
No, dude. Yeah. I mean, I've changed my sleep around, but my sleep shifts all the time, like literally all the time. I mean, this podcast is good because it makes me have to do something, which is good. I feel like I'm the kind of person who it's like, it really depends on what it is, if I want structure or not. Like, making content, like, it has to be a structure, because like if you know how to like do YouTube stuff, it's like certain times you have to upload things, blah blah blah, this or that, exactly,
Yeah.
So like that has to be sort of scheduled out or structured a little bit. But like other creative stuff, like making music, or like I've been getting into claymation recently, and I'll film that stuff at like 7 a.m. Like I just like being able to do it whenever I want. Like, creatively, I just like being able to like do that freely, but certain things, it's like, it has to be structured,
understandable. I think I agree with that. Sometimes you need some structure for certain things. Some things it doesn't matter too much, I think.
I need routine for most things, like just like the basics, because I start kind of getting like depressed if I don't really have a routine. I can show you my sleep schedule from the last like 7 days on my Fitbit. I've fallen asleep probably between 11:20 and 11:35 for the last 7 days.
So you have a schedule for like sleeping? I cannot schedule my sleep. I don't really follow one. So it's really hard for me to fall asleep in the first place. And sometimes like I'll sleep really fast, but sometimes I can't sleep at all. Like it'll be like hours in, I'm laying down and I'm like, I want to go to sleep. I'm really tired, but like my brain won't allow me to sleep.
I feel you on that, bro. Like, dude, the times that I sleep, it's like anywhere from like 10 p.m. to like, who knows, almost like 10 a.m. is when I can fall asleep. It's so fucking weird. I think I have insomnia, and I'm just like too afraid to admit it. But like you said, like you're tired, but you just can't sleep. Like you're just doing stuff. My brain does that all the time to me. I don't know. Maybe I need to like find sleeping methods. Like I know I can make myself sleep if I really push myself to do it and shut everything off. And like I don't know. I do this thing where like I put like rain music, like sounds of like rain,
that's
like,
what I do too. That helps.
I do too. Yeah, I use that every night. I mean, it's not usually this regular, but like every single day this week has been within a 14-minute window. It's weird.
I mean, that's good in some ways, though. Yeah. At least you know, like, probably when you're gonna wake up, or know when you're going to bed. Because like some nights, I'm just like, do I stay up and stream for a couple hours, or am I gonna be tired by 10 or 12? Like, I just don't know. Sometimes, like, I will stream and I'll be like an hour in. I'm like, fuck, I'm tired, dude. Mm-hmm. You know, I just don't know.
Yeah, that's so why I like to stream on Twitch, because sometimes I'll just stream for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I'm so tired right now that I cannot really commit to any kind of time frame of streaming. So like I'll play like I've been playing Devil May Cry. I think I was telling you guys earlier. So DMC has some missions that are only like 20 minutes or 30 minutes long. So I'll play one mission and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna go to sleep. And then I got a review code for a game that I'm not allowed to say which game, and that game, I've been playing it and I actually been enjoying it, but like it's an RPG, and with RPG sometimes like there's a cutscene and there's story and it won't stop for hours.
Wait, it's not what I think it is it?
No.
Okay.
No. So you play that, and I'm like, man, I really need to go to sleep, or I need to go to the bathroom or something. And this cutscene, the characters won't stop talking. Like that happens in Persona a lot, where like you hit a cutscene and you're like, better grab the fucking popcorn because you're gonna be here for a minute. And I'm like, I really need RPGs not to do this, because I like to have my free time, and RPGs like sometimes like they suck the time out of you.
I was thinking you were thinking like SMT5, but the fact that you said that they talk forever, I know it's not.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not. Yeah. It's not an RPG, but it's
that's not happening.
Yeah. No. I don't know how that's gonna be structured. It'll be interesting to talk about in a separate podcast, but I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with that game. I cannot wait for it.
Dude, it's only a month
any Shin Megami Tensei fans out there, you'll know the struggle. We're waiting for this game forever.
Dude, there's so much stuff coming out in November. Like so many games and things coming out. Dude, we are loaded.
I was trying to get a review code for. Man, what is that game called? The Far Cry, the new Far Cry game.
Far Cry 6.
Yeah. I was trying to get a review code for that, but you know, like everybody and their mother already like playing it. So I'm like, man, I really want to get it, but I know there's so many YouTubers out there trying to get that.
Is the review code the entire game, or like what is it?
Yeah. The review code is just they give you the code of the game, so you can download it and play it, so you can review the game.
I totally should have been like asking for that kind of stuff, but I haven't.
Yeah,
I just don't know how to go about doing it. I'm too. I guess I just never thought to check.
I literally just email everybody. Like I've been in contact with Square Enix, Capcom, some other Atlas, Sega. I just email everybody. I'm like, hey, can I have a review code for this game? Most of them are real nice, and they kind of just tell you to fuck off real nicely.
Would you not ask for a game for free?
But some of them are like, oh yeah, sure, just leave me your contact info and we'll email you when it's time to get review codes or whatever. And some of them just never reply back. I think there's only been one. I think Bandai Namco never replied back to me. They just literally just like I sent an email and they never sent a reply back.
What were you trying to get it for? Dragon Ball Kakarot or
no? Bandai Namco was trying to get Tales of Arise.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a good one to get.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna buy that game. So
no, it's the thing is that games like that required a lot of time. And that's my thing with RPGs, and I was mentioning earlier. It takes too long to get into an RPG, and you're gonna drop like 60 hours easily. Even more than that sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, so I'm like, do I have the time and energy to stream games and play games for review and everything like that? So sometimes I just pass on games like that. Not because I think they're bad games. It's just that I don't have the time for them. So I have to pick and choose, I guess, which games I'm gonna play. That's why I feel envy for kids. Sometimes somebody will come in the stream and they're like, "Oh, I'm playing this game and this game and this game." I'm like, "Man, I remember when I had the free time for that."
I'm excited for the Demon Slayer game coming soon. I want to play it.
Yeah, I asked Sega for a review code and I never heard back from them. I need to email them again.
Is that by the people who make the Ninja Storm games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why it looks exactly like it?
yeah. It's just the exact same. So I think what happens is...
What I'm afraid of, bro, is it being just like that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but I don't know.
I mean, it should be different enough because it's going over the story of Demon Slayer rather than the story of Naruto, but I don't know.
Well, I was meaning like gameplay wise.
No, it's just he plays the exact same way. Yeah, I think the difference is, well, not really the difference. I think that the thing is they changed publishers. So these games used to be published by Bandai Namco, but I think there's like Bandai is like really asshole-ish when it comes to like copyright shit. So I think
I felt like that.
Yeah, so I think that's why they went with Sega, because they're like way more lenient about everything. So even as a fan, like I'm not even a big fan of Sega, but being a fan of Atlas and dealing with them for a minute, they're like
we know about Sega.
Yeah, they're way easier to deal with and everything. But they require 10,000 subscribers for a review code for Sega for
Dude, that's like
that game. What was that game? The game we're just talking about. I literally lost it now.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. They required 10,000 subscribers. So I was like, yeah, I don't have anywhere close to that. So
not quite there yet.
yeah. One day. Man. Well, one day I'll be okay. One day, right?
I think that was what the Square Enix thing was, or it was like 1,000 average watchers on stream. It's like, bro, how many people have that? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You can go on Twitch. Most people only have like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Like only the huge streamers have over 1,000 something on average.
Well,
like,
it's because some of them are only willing to. Some of them only are willing to go with the big YouTubers or like the big streamers, like Capcom. Capcom only you never see review codes for small people. Like you never see them reviewing big games or anything like that. Because there is a lot of content creators now.
Yeah, definitely. It's only becoming bigger, you know what I mean? But still.
Yeah, for sure.
Some companies expect so much.
Yeah, so anywhere, have you guys been watching anything or doing anything else?
I've been watching just a lot of comedy anime recently.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it the other day, yeah.
Yeah, that really stupid one. What's it called? Space Battleship Tiramisu. It's retarded and I love it.
No, I saw like maybe a trailer or something, and I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I'm gonna just pass on it. That's what I do. I pass on a lot of stuff like that. I'm like, if I don't have patience for it, or I think it's like really fucking dumb, I'm like, it's fine. Somebody out there enjoys it, just not me. It's not for me.
Right.
Yeah. I've been just watching stuff on YouTube or on Netflix too. I've been. I saw this new show. What is that?
You just watched Squid Game?
Yeah, Squid Game. Yeah, I saw that.
I finished it yesterday, bro.
Yeah,
I like that.
The thing about it is, and I feel like I say this a lot, but I've just seen the genre so much. And I don't know why a lot of people are acting like this is the first time that a death game show ever showed up. Because I'm like, I just need to like get out there and like read books or like.
It hit mainstream, I think. That's why.
It hit mainstream, and I think that's what people are like. Oh my god! Somebody was talking about how like, oh, this show ripped off from this. I'm like, dude, I've seen anime from like the 1990s with the same plot. So,
right.
It really is like an anime plot. Live action Netflix show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those you see something that resembles so much of an anime on the Netflix space or like the live action space. Speaking of live actions,
I was gonna do that. You beat me to it. Speaking of live action, today's topic.
Yeah, have you guys seen the stuff for Cowboy Bebop?
I think I've seen the one trailer, and they keep showing images of it too as well.
They're really showing a lot of images, and I think it's backfiring though, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to hype people up. They're like, oh my god, look at these characters! They're wearing similar clothes to the ones in the anime, or oh, look at the music, it's the same music or whatever. So they show like bits on like pictures and everything like that. But like the more they show, the more people are like disliking on it. On like Twitter.
Oh no!
Oh really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of the hate. I guess.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
I haven't either.
Yeah, so like they showed some pictures of like similar locations with like the characters and everything, and people are complaining because the actress doesn't wear the exact same clothing as the female character in the show. And I mean, personally, I don't give a fuck if they're not wearing the exact same clothing. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh man, she's not 2 inches like a small waist or something like that. Or
she's also not animated.
Or she doesn't have like 3D titties or whatever. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna worry.
Proportions. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, right. But like some people are like, oh man, her boobs are small, or like some like really weird ass complaints or whatever. But like I care. Like, do they stick to the story? Do they do anything interesting with the story? Like I'm not really picky when it comes to live action anime, because there is a difference between reality or like live action and anime, you know, in general. But sometimes it really goes out of like the crazy aspect. Like if you look at something like the Dragon Ball, what is it called again? Dragon Ball what?
Evolution,
yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Which makes no sense. What does that even mean?
Yeah, what is he called?
What?
They meant to say de-evolution.
That's the only way, more like that's the only way that it makes any sense, to be honest. I don't really understand that at all. Like it's cool and all. Like I was like, oh, like there's a Dragon Ball live action. That sounds cool, right? But
as a kid, I was so hyped for it because like there was no new Dragon Ball stuff at the time. It was a weird period where Dragon Ball Super wasn't a thing. The games weren't doing super hot. Like they didn't have Dragon Ball Kakarot or Xenoverse. Like there wasn't a lot going on at the time.
Yeah.
I was so hyped for it. I'm like, Goku, he's a real person, but no, it's Goku getting bullied in high school. It's like Krillin's not there anymore. For some reason, they cut out his best friend. Right? Makes no sense. Goku wouldn't be in high school. It just doesn't work. The story and the characters, it's all bad. It's a good bad watch. Like. It's the only reason I've watched it anymore past like when I originally first watched it. But I don't know. It's nothing like actual Dragon Ball, really. It's like loosely inspired.
The only thing that they have is the names, and so loosely on like the plot, because not even that really. If you think about it, how much of the plot is even there?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not really that much close to that.
They're trying to go for like a weird Karate Kid thing, which is what I felt like, and it's just like this just doesn't work for Goku though. Like the reason why Goku is so lovable is because he's a stupid idiot that just likes to fight. Like that's his whole appeal, and that character definitely is not like that, you know?
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
It's an interesting thing that they do with live actions. It's like they're like, hey, we are based on this material, but we're gonna do things completely different, or at least like halfway different, or like change a whole bunch of characters.
Yeah.
It's like everything that was good about it, we're gonna change that.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
really know what goes behind their like the creative process of it, and I'd be interested because there's some that start good. For example, like the first, this is an anime adaptation, but it kind of still falls on that. The first Resident Evil adaptation, it wasn't bad. Like it was still kind of following that aspect of the Resident Evil lore and everything, but then it just went from one thing to like something different. And it went crazy, so it's just like I need to know like what went in the creative process of this. I was like, you had some ideas, and then you just went like, you just ran with it or something. I don't know. I'm be really curious to see like how that comes about and everything.
Right.
But there, I mean, that's
kind of how like Game of Thrones went. Doesn't a lot of people love like the start of Game of Thrones? I never seen the show, so I can't really judge. But
yeah, I can't really show that either. I've never been a fan of those.
I've seen all of it, and don't even talk to me about the last season because it was just so bad.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like most people say that.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, how bad from 1 to 10 to like a 2 or something?
Did it go away from source material, or like what happened?
So there wasn't any source material anymore. They hit the end of the books, and he hadn't written the last one yet. So they kind of just made up some stuff for the show, and it just kind of broke like 4 or 5 main characters. Like their whole motivations and journeys and everything meant absolutely nothing.
They went the Full Metal Alchemist like OG route. That's what happened. They ran out of the material. I get it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a difference between that and something else. Like, I don't think all of the live actions are bad. There are some that are pretty good. Like, have you guys seen Rurouni Kenshin?
No, but I've heard that one's really good. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that.
So
and
there is a live action for it, and it's really good, actually. Like, I was surprised of how well the characters look. Like first of all, that one is not hard to adapt because it's a samurai, right? On like, so it's a realistic time period, you know. So like, you can't fuck that up. Especially if it's made in Japan, like you really just cannot fuck that up. And then, like the characters don't look crazy. Sure, the main protagonist has red hair, but like it's not like insane or anything. Like it's not like some insane color that never existed before or something.
It's not like Super Saiyan 3.
Right? Yeah. So like there's like a sense of like realism to it, right? And all you need to do is like have good choreography for the fights and everything. So like, the story's already written, like, so that's that's mind-boggling for me, though. When they take already something that is already written and they rewrite it, I'm like, how hard is just to follow the script of what is already written? Like, what is?
Or
let's take a good story and make it bad.
Right.
But yeah, true. Make it close at least. Yeah.
Have you either of you seen the live action Attack on Titan?
No.
I seen the first one. It also goes crazy, and I don't understand why either.
Like, right off the bat, I mean, I don't know. Should I not spoil it?
That's fine. I mean, it's just the first movie. You're not spoiling the whole show.
Mikasa dies, like at the beginning of the first one.
Is it supposed to be like early on in the story?
Yeah, like
that's the first part of the
instead of Aaron's mom dying, it's Mikasa.
I don't understand that. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
She's such a staple character. How would you get rid of
she's really important to the plot, especially in the last season. I know you guys haven't read the manga, but she's pretty important to like the end of the story. So,
yeah, I know what happens, but like, how did they even think that was a good idea?
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Yeah.
Maybe they didn't understand where the show eventually went. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Or they just knew the live action would never happen again. So it's like, fuck it.
There's like 3 movies.
No,
there's
really?
there's a bunch of movies.
Yeah, there's a couple of live action ones. I
Yeah.
think 2, but I didn't know about the third one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 3 of them. Let me double check real quick.
There's
Death
no
Note?
way it gets better.
Probably not. I only saw the first one for a reason.
I saw a video of someone skipping through their experience of watching the first one. It was about a 15-minute video, and he was like, "Oh God, oh, this is oh, why am I watching this? Ah."
Yeah.
That's whack, bro.
Yeah. So Death Note got one a good adaptation and one bad adaptation. And I'm sorry, I stand corrected. It's only 2 parts. But it was planned for 3 parts. I just think that they canceled after the second one.
No kidding.
Yeah, because it even has a post-credit scene. Like it was teasing for a 3rd part, and it just never happened afterwards. So yeah, Death Note got a good Japanese live adaptation, and then he got a really horrible Netflix adaptation. You guys haven't seen it?
No, I've seen it, bro.
You have seen
it?
The
thing is, like, I had kind of hopes for it, because, like, they casted William Dafoe.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, dude, that's a great
cast.
idea. Yeah, that sounded like a good idea.
That's literally the only good thing about the movie, for the most part, honestly.
Yeah, Ryuko's
like,
pretty
at the
good.
Start,
it was
it's
still
like,
pretty good, yeah.
First 10-15 minutes of that, it's like, okay, this could kind of work.
Right.
But, like, once you get to the middle and the end of it, it's a fucking train wreck. And Light's supposed to be super smart, and it just feels like he's
fucking
fumbling and dumb.
not only that, but he's manipulated by Misa.
Which is supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around, right? So, like, the whole plot is wrong. The Death Note doesn't even work correct, like in the anime. Like,
isn't Misa not even like a blonde-haired girl? Or
no, she's not even. I don't think she's a blonde, and I don't remember. She's like a cheerleader or something like that too.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. Like she's supposed to be like a goth blonde girl. I don't know.
Then what's his name? L is black.
Yeah, I mean, I
know it's fine if it's like an international thing. Like I was like, oh, that's fine. But then like his role isn't like he.
I actually thought he acted better in that movie than most of them. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, at least he kind of stuck more in character. But my issue was that L is supposed to be pretty like he's like the main enemy of Light. But in the live action, although he had a part, he wasn't like the only antagonist, because you have like Lisa and
it's like Misa and Light at the end.
Yeah, right.
It's final thing.
It's kind of weird thing. Yeah. So yeah, you were right. She doesn't have blonde hair. She has black hair.
Yeah, which just doesn't seem right. It seems like such an easy thing that they could change, but just chose not to.
Yeah.
It's like why not try at least, you know?
Yeah, try a little bit. Like
that's fucking Ryu.
Actually blonde.
Blonde people don't exist. What? Put a wig on her or something. I don't know. It's not that hard.
That's fine. Like it wasn't. It could have been. It's also not a big deal. Like her hair color doesn't really define the character that she is. But like
no, but
she's
it's
definitely
just an easy thing to try.
Yeah, it's such an easy thing to just like do right.
You buy wigs on Amazon, bro. Come on.
There's been a lot of live actions now that I think about it. I think they're making a One Piece one right now.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, but I think they made a Bleach one that was okay, and they made a Full Metal Alchemist movie that was okay too. They're just okay. Well, these ones are Japanese. They're not American. Because I feel like at least Japanese, they try to at least kind of keep them looking like the characters. But like, I feel like Full Metal Alchemist could have been, or even Attack on Titan, if they make them like Western, like let's say they hire like some kind of Hollywood studio, they can get a good cast. Most of them are Europeans anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there 2 Death Note Japanese movies? Because I bought the Death Note Omega Edition on Blu-ray. Yeah. I think it's the best version of it, and it comes with like, I think the final disc, and it comes with both the Japanese live action.
Yeah. So things. The first, so it's 3 of them. It's 1, 2, and then the third one is L changes the world, saves the world, something like that. And basically, they changed the ending. It's also one of them where they kind of went crazy with it. So in this one, L for some reason he decided to write his own name on the Death Note, and apparently there's a rule in that world where like he gives him like a week or 2 weeks or whatever. So it's like the last 2 weeks of L before he dies.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I need to watch those. Like I own it, but I just never.
They're good. They're not bad. They're not really good. But at least the first movie really follows the story of Death Note. Like although it skips a lot of stuff, it's still not bad. I don't think it's a horrible movie, but I don't think it's like really good either. I think it's kind of like, I will give it a 7 out of 10. If you catch me. I mean, it's not.
I guess if you're a big Death Note fan, you'd probably appreciate it, you know.
Yeah, you appreciate it.
It depends how much you like the anime, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. It really depends how much you like something. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm more lenient than other people because I'm cognizant that I'm never really gonna fit. There's never gonna be the best. Oh, actually, no. There is a really good anime movie adaptation, but it's because of the plot matter that really lends itself for it. It's. I think I told you guys before that I like this show called Beck. It's about this group of kids that play music. So they made a
Mongolian Chop Squad.
Yeah, so they made a live adaptation where I mean, like it's literally just people playing music. Yeah. So what they did is they grabbed a group of people that look like the characters that actually play music, and they just act they act the parts. And honestly, it's like the best one I ever seen. That is like a legitimate live adaptation that has like things from like the anime and everything. They have like new songs. The songs sound pretty close to what the band sounds like in the anime too. And I think I told you guys this last time, but even at the beginning, they have their Red Hot Chili Peppers songs in the intro. I was like, oh shit, they won me over. Like that already won me over.
I guess it is also like a slice of life show.
Yeah, exactly. It's a slice of life,
which is done really well, probably live action.
Yeah. There's a lot of them like that. Like there's a lot of like K-pop dramas that are actually based on manga or like anime. But, you know, I guess a lot of people don't watch those because they're like romance or whatever. I've seen a few of them. There's some that are pretty good, but I'm not really into the genre of it. So I'm like, I can't tell you like, oh man, they fucked it up. But from like a slice of life or romance, that kind of stuff, it's so much easier to adapt because you don't really have to change a lot. Again, the plot's already written down, and all you really have to worry about is that the characters look like the characters.
Yeah, at least if they could try, like I said, the Death Note thing, like just put a wig on her, like just try, you know what I mean? Right. It's not too hard, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of times it definitely depends on the source material, because I think like even like video games, sometimes like some are so hard to transfer over, it just doesn't make sense, you know? Speaking of which, the fucking Mario movie, but
that's how this whole thing sparked.
The Witcher, like it got that Netflix show, and everybody loved that, which it's sort of
really
like
good. It's really good.
I think that's easier to interpret because it's like it's just a guy fighting stuff with a sword. You know what I mean? You just get a dude who looks, and the guy who plays the Witcher dude looks pretty good as him.
Well,
so like,
Henry Cavill is really good. He's a fan of the Witcher games, so having a big budget Hollywood actor that is willing to take a small role, like think about it. Netflix shows probably didn't pay as much. I mean, can they really afford Henry Cavill in a whole TV show opposed to a movie? But he's so passionate about the project because he's a fan of the games.
Right.
Yeah. I guess that helps too. At least you can like know the characters better than someone who wasn't a fan. I know that's adapted pretty well. The Sonic movie got some shit, but I think after they changed it and like they literally got bullied into changing Sonic's design, I watched it and it wasn't too bad. But I don't know, that movie just I still wouldn't think that'd be like one of the best adaptations ever. I still think they can do better at it.
Yeah, but it's not bad. I think it was okay. I just never really been a fan of Sonic to begin with, so.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
it's
so like,
whatever.
I can't really say that I was like, oh my god, this is Sonic. No, when they announced that, I was the same way that I feel about the Mario movie. All right.
Yeah, I really don't care.
I don't really care. I'm not gonna cry about it. I don't really like. I'll watch it. Why not? Like, I don't care. But no, it wasn't bad. The Sonic movie wasn't bad. I just wasn't really. I've never been into the games. Like, I don't think I ever played one except for like the Sonic Mania. I think that's the only one I ever played.
Mm. And I've weirdly enough played Sonic 06, which is like infamously known for being one of the worst ones.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Like, the 3D Sonics are what I've played the most of. I don't know. I just 2D games are sort of, I don't know. I guess it's just not in my generation. I'm so used to 3D games. 2D games are just kind of whatever to me. That's why it's such a hard time, like, because I mean, we play Shin Megami Tensei a lot, right? Yeah. Like, Shin Megami Tensei 4, I'm like, oh, do I want to do that? Like, it's a lot of 2D, a very 2D looking game. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to play that.
I don't know. There's a lot of 3D in it.
Well, like, I'm talking like
the actual battles.
Well, certain battles, and not also like dialogue scenes, where like Persona 5 and like SMT, it's like, or SMT 3 anyway, it's like, it's 3D models with like some weird looking like sort of 2D background stuff to make it look like it's 3D. Yeah. So it kind of like fools me, and I feel like it's 3D at least. I'm sure I'll love the game because I just love Shin Megami Tensei.
No, I think you should play it. I think it's really good. It's a great game. But I understand. I don't know. I'm just not really. I don't really care too much if it's 2D or 3D as long as it's good. Like, if you're gonna go for a style, at least stick to the style. Because I hate when they do it half-fast, and it just doesn't look good. Like, there's a game that I can think of. I can't remember the name right now. Where like I played it and I was like, man, this just doesn't look good. Like
Undertale is 2D, right? And everybody loves that. That aesthetically looks good.
Was it like 18-bit or 16-bit? What is it called? 16-bit?
I guess. I mean, it's still 2D, isn't it?
I think it's 8-bit. Is what 8-bit? It's called.
Is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah, that's like a retro style. I wouldn't really call it a 2D or 3D. It's like a retro style. I don't like retro games. I really don't. So like, I played only a little bit of Undertale, and I'm not interested on continue playing it.
I think it's still considered 2-dimensional though, even if it's 8-bit, right?
What's up?
I still think it's considered 2-dimensional if it's 8-bit or 16-bit, right? Yeah, because there's 8-bit like so-called 3D games like Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. That was like I don't know if it was 16-bit or what, but like it's supposed to look like it's 3D or whatever. But I guess like Pokemon, that's a game like I could play that's pretty much 2D, and I still play those all the time. Like Gen 1 through 3, I think. Like 4 might have been 3D. I don't know. Maybe Gen 5 was 3D. I'm not sure, but like those I can play, and they're still like 2D and shit.
Like, I don't really care too much because it really has to look really bad for me to be like, oh man, this one just looks kind of bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see something and I'm like, oh man, this looks pretty shit.
Yeah, like Castlevania's, I guess, like 2D, and a lot of people still play those. A lot of people love those kind of games.
Well, I think that's also the style of it. You know, like what's the Metroid, the new Metroid that's coming out soon? It's still it's just still a 2D side scroller.
Yeah, and I'm sure people love that too.
Yeah, so I don't think people mind that's the style they're getting. I think people are actually very excited that that's the style they're getting.
I guess it has to be done well, right? Like, it can't be just done poorly.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's like everything. I think everybody at this point there's so many different styles of games that everybody gets their own thing. Like, you know, like not everybody that likes shooters are gonna like sports games or something. You know,
sports games are the worst, though. Can we all admit that?
I don't know. I don't play them. You know,
I mean, I don't either because I think they're so bad. They just like do incremental changes to the same game each year, and it's like the same thing. Like, you could literally get like FIFA like 15 or FIFA 16, and I'd be like, I have no idea what the difference is with these because I just don't follow sports. That.
I kind of like that though, because I do play them every once in a while, and so I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood to play a football game. Let me look and see what the 3-year-old one is. Oh, it's $2. Heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, sure. I guess it gets outdated.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. But on the other side, you think about it. Some games, like we're fans of Shin Megami Tensei, and you look up like the old game, and the old game is like fucking $900, and you're like, I'm not paying $900 for that game. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. Some of them go for insane amount of money, like $300, $400. You're like, what the fuck? Nobody liked that game like 2 years ago. You know, like
it makes me regret because like there was definitely games on the shelves I was like, I'll be fine, and then literally it's impossible to find. It's crazy,
right. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, that's fine, I can, and then people are like, oh, I can just emulate that. Yeah, but you don't own the game. You just ripping it off and you can play the game. But there's a difference between like owning.
There's a moral standpoint on it, like if you should, but it's also like the company's fucked you to the point where you have to emulate it. So like in some ways, I'm kind of just like, you know what, maybe they kind of deserve it. You know, I think Gabe Newell, the guy who made Steam and whatnot, he said something like that. He's like, if people are willing to pay for your game and like it's cheap enough and they can get a hold of it easy, they'll definitely do it. Which for like Atlas and all their games, I definitely would have bought all of them if I could easily get them and they were like the right price. But like, because they're so hard, I have no choice.
Exactly. No, I actually own most of them digitally because some of them, or a good majority of them, are on like the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation Vita, so you can download them, or the 3DS at a pretty good price. But I think people like to own like physical copies of them.
Yeah.
And that's what's hard to find, like the physical copies. Like if you're a physical collector or something, you see sometimes people selling like a copy of like a Mario game for like $10,000. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Are people actually buying them? Like I don't understand the retro market. So like people are gonna be like, it's actually $1 million or something. I don't know.
It's like that one, like it was like most like really old Pokemon cards, like ridiculously priced. I have an original Pokemon Yellow, like the special Pikachu version. I have it locked up like in a case and everything, and I'm just saving it. I'm like, I'll wait until this thing gets expensive because it's already worth more than what it cost when it came out.
Yeah, Falcon gave me 2 of the Pokemon games, which I have yet to change the batteries for them. But he gave me Gold and what else is the other one? Crystal?
Yeah,
Gold and Crystal,
I have Silver and Crystal. That's like the rare ones. I have Blue, Silver, Crystal, and then that special Pikachu Yellow edition.
I'm kind of mad because my brother kept our entire Game Boy collection. So me and my brother, we all shared everything because we never got our own shit. But at the time, I was more of a PlayStation fan, so I got to keep the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, and he got to keep the Game Boy and the GameCube. But you know what's really expensive now? The Game Boy and the GameCube and all the fucking GameCube games and all the... So like I have like Resident Evil 2 and like Final Fantasy 7 and all these games. But these games go for like $30, $50 online. But then you look at the freaking Pokemon games. Like we have all of them. We have like the Pokemon Yellow, we have Pokemon Red, Blue. He has every generation up until like the... I think the first... What is the DS games?
Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. I think that was the last one that we got before we kind of stopped playing.
That Yellow edition, bro, he better hold on to that. That's the one everybody wants because that's Gen 1, which people want already. But you could have Pikachu follow you and shit. It's like everybody wants that one for the nostalgia so much. Like that one's the really rare one.
I saw 2 of them recently.
Dude, yeah, get them. They're already pretty expensive. Like you can go to eBay and look them up. They're already like $100+. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but then you see like unopened ones. He was talking about how the ones that people never open. I'm like, but at that point you're not even buying a game. You're just buying a product that you wanna like a collection or something.
Just collecting it.
I don't get that.
Yeah, because like to me, like games or like any custom kind of media, like if it's anime or a movie or something, it's media meant to be consumed, right? So like, what's the point of having them in a box that
Right.
you're
Exactly.
never gonna enjoy them. Like, it's a difference for me for like figures, because I collect figures and stuff like that. But like, I'm not gonna sit down and play with them. So I just have them there looking pretty. But that's what they're for, right? They're just for there to be there.
Right? I can't lie. I lock up those Pokemon games, the old ones I have. I don't play them. It's purely collecting. I don't know. It's a nostalgia thing. I don't know. It's rare. But to be fair,
played them before, right? They're not like brand new in the box.
On my 3DS, well, no. One is it's locked in like a plastic case. There's also like the Pokemon Game Boy Color, which is pretty rare too. I have that, and I haven't played it. I haven't touched it really. I just leave it there. But because I just don't want to fuck it up or make it or damage it. But I mean, I have like the Pokemon games on my 3DS, like digitally, so I mean, I can play them. But I'd rather just do that on my 3DS and actually get them out. I don't want to damage them anymore because it looks like brand new. It's a weird story. None of the games are technically mine. They're all from people I've known in my family who just didn't care about them anymore. I'm like, I'll take them. It's like, I know how they're going to be at one point. My brother...
Yeah, I better save them now.
Yeah, I was like, I better keep these. Like, the Pokemon Blue, like, he's just going to get rid of it. I'm like, no, let me have that. Like, that's old as can be. Like, my cousins and my brother, like, they played them, but they just didn't care anymore. Weirdly enough, that, like, special, like, Pokemon... like Game Boy Color and the special Pikachu edition of it, like they came together or whatever. And it's a weird thing is I got it from my brother who got it from his ex, and his ex got it from her older brother. So it's like 4 lines down to me, and then I got it, and I've kept it I literally have it locked up.
Mine now.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm holding on to the value because like apparently he got it and never played it. He just left it. He didn't care about Pokemon, so it's like mint condition. I'm like, shit. It's like I'm gonna keep this stuff looking good. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, Pokemon games are just Pokemon in general. Like anything old is just really collectible. I don't know why.
It is what it is. They have to. I think some people just don't realize what they have. That is like. It was worth a lot, but then at the time things aren't worth the same price, so that you don't really think about like, oh man, I'm gonna buy X game so that so it's gonna be worth a lot of money in the future. You don't know that. You cannot predict that it's gonna be worth a lot of money. Like it's just it's impossible to predict.
If you try, it's always gonna be worth $2 in 20 years, and then you're gonna be like, damn it.
Yeah, it's always worth nothing while you have it, but then like, as soon as you get rid of it, it's worth like $800.
To me, the ones that always surprise me and piss me off, it's the really cheap... No, not cheap. Okay, so games, Japanese imported games, not the Japanese game, but the Japanese that gets... the game that gets released here and nobody plays. It's typically some game that nobody cares about. Or like it has like a really small cult following. Like there's a game that everybody keeps telling me to play. I forgot the name of it. It's the what is it called?
Is it about Tales?
No, it's not Tales, because Tales aren't worth that much. As like you can see a game and it's like $20 or something. It's the I'm trying to think of it.
I know the Altair Ryza. People were wanting me to get that. That has a really short physical release. For some reason. No,
what is it called? There's one, and people always tell me, "Oh man, these games are better than Persona or something like that." I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't.
Danganronpa?
No, it's not Danganronpa.
People definitely tell me that all the time, though.
That is better than Persona.
Danganronpa is like better, yeah.
It's like a different series altogether.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of mix with like Danganronpa people and like, cause like I always see like Persona characters like Danganronpa art style. I'm like, what's this thing with like Danganronpa and like, I guess they're just really close communities. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Oh, okay. It's the Legend of Heroes. Let me pull it up here. I'm sorry, I'm pulling it up right now. Legend of Heroes. Hold on. Trails. The Trails of Cold Steel. or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Trials of
people
Cold
keep
Steel,
telling me that I need to play those games. Anyway, so I was like, okay, fine. I want to look them up. I looked them up, and the fucking games are like also hundreds of dollars. Like looking at the old ones so you can play them, and it's because they had such a small. It's not because they're good. It's because no offense to any Trails fans.
Community.
It's a really small community, but it's because they had so many little prints of them. So trying to find one of them now
rare.
is really hard. Yeah, so they're really rare.
It also hasn't jumped much out of Japan.
Yeah. So
From
even
what I
though the games
understand.
have released in the West, they released in a really small quantity. And anyway, so yeah, a lot of people tell me that I should play those games or anything. I'm like, first of all, there are so many of them in this series. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games in the series. And and they're all progressive in the same storyline. So like that means that I will have to drop like a lot of hours. Say that every game is about like 60 to 80 hours per game. That's a fucking that's years of gaming. I don't have time for that.
That's way too much. I mean, you have to love the series and be like, all right, I'm ready to play them all now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and honestly, it just doesn't attract to me. I got a dislike the other day or a bunch of dislike because I saw a trailer for it during one of it was like a Nintendo Direct or like a PlayStation something show, and I reacted to it. I was like, oh man, this looks really generic. I still stand by that. I still nothing about it attracts me enough.
The characters look very generic. It looks like they pressed a random button on like random anime character and then just went with it.
And look, that may be great. Like I cannot judge based on what I see. Nothing really like grabs me. Like, oh man, I gotta fucking play this here right now. Because sometimes I see a game, and as soon as I see a game on a cover or something like that, I go like, oh man, I gotta play this right now. Like most of the games that I ever played go like that. Like I just see the cover, I'm like, oh man, that game's just calling my name. Like I gotta play it right now. I don't know. I judged by the cover, and I never been burned by that. So
I thought about that with Genshin Impact, and I didn't like it after a couple hours.
Oh really? No, I was never really attracted to Genshin Impact. I played like 2 hours of it, and I was like, everybody that keeps calling it a ripoff of Legend of Zelda. I was like, Legend of Zelda was still better, and I'm not a fanboy because I don't really love Legend of Zelda as a series or anything. But I didn't think it was like this. Like, oh man, it's like it reinvented the wheel or something.
I probably played like 100 hours
Of Legend of Zelda?
No, Genshin Impact.
Did you play the Legend of Zelda game?
No, I did not.
You did not? Oh, what? Really? You don't? I thought you did.
Nope.
No? Oh,
I did not.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're missing out. I feel like... I don't know. Just Genshin Impact didn't have anything that got me engaged. The gameplay seemed very simple.
I just really liked freezing people and like getting them soaked and then electrocuting them. Like the different elements, it was all about the elements for me. Like I did not give a shit about the story or anything.
You mean like the physics?
No, I mean like the elements. Like there were characters that did fire powers, and then there were characters that did water power and electric powers. But if you used one with a water power and then you used the ice one, it would freeze them. If you got them wet and then hit them with the electricity, it'd do extra points.
Yeah, that's what Legend of Zelda does too with your weapons. You get if you kill there's these wizards that you can kill. You get their wands, and you can do combo attacks with them just like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I liked the most about the game and switching in between the characters.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the Legend of Zelda too. There's a lot of physics that you that you can do. For example, you can burn like the grass or something like that, and then you know the fire is like doing like smoke or whatever. So you jump on top of the fire and pull out your kind of like the thing to glide, and it propels you up in the sky because it's making heat and air.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it pulls you up to the air, and then you can kind of glide places or whatever. So like stuff like that is cool. Or like you can grab a shield and then surf with it. Like you jump somewhere and you can start surfing with the shield on like a mountain or something like that. So there's a lot of like cool mechanics like that. I think that it's fun, but I don't know. I didn't think that the story was good for either of those two games, like Genshin or Legend of Zelda.
I never played Breath of the Wild.
Don't remember anything about Genshin's story. I literally just wanted to keep unlocking characters and playing with their different play styles and playing with the elements. My favorite one was the air wizard, because you could like set something on fire and then she throws her air and it just goes everywhere and affects everybody. Great.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see if they make like a cool. I don't know. Like I think Genshin it doesn't really appeal to me, but if they did like a game like that, but maybe like more realistic, not really like in the anime aspect, maybe like a 3D game, like a Sony game or something like that.
Right. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I never played Breath of the Wild, so I don't really know what all it took from it, to be honest, but. Yeah,
there's a lot of mechanics that are just really like that's what I was talking about, like the physics.
Like the stamina mechanic, I know is like directly ripped off from it, from what I understand.
Well, there's a lot of them, but I mean, like they're not also the first one to have a stamina. Like the having something like that is really common in a lot of RPGs too. So I don't know. I mean,
like with like the climbing and everything, it's like it looks exactly the same.
Oh, does it really? It's like a circle, right? Is that right?
I think it's just a bar, circle? But like I know it's a green circle in Breath of the Wild, but it's like just a bar that goes down. But as you climb, like it slowly goes down and you'll fall.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Which is I know Breath of the Wild's like that.
I know the creators of the Assassin's Creed games tried to also do a game like that too.
But I think they didn't do doing that with it was Origins, right? Because they did complete engine changes.
No. They did a game that looks just like Legend of Zelda.
Oh really?
Yeah, with gameplay from the Assassin's Creed games mixed with some of the Legend of Zelda stuff. But it didn't do. Yeah. I forgot what it's called, and it's based on like ancient Greece or Romance or something like that. So like it looked like a cool game, but I never heard anything about it after it came out. Like nobody, I don't know, like people still play it. Did they not like it? I don't know. I never heard anything about it afterwards.
I need to see what that is. That's weird. I did not know it was like that. I'm trying to remember
what it's called. Are you seeing it? What is it called?
I'm still looking. It's not the Phoenix Rising game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's from the Assassin's Creed. People really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that recently. I didn't know that was them.
Yeah, that was the same studio.
Oh yeah,
trying to do like a different thing or whatever, and it didn't. I don't know. I never heard anybody talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It came out October. Came out in October of last year.
Yeah.
Weird, bro.
It's open world basically, and you glide. Instead of gliding with like a glider, you have wings and you can glide with that.
It's really cartoony looking.
Yeah, like I said, they really tried to do like the style of Legend of Zelda, kind of like cartoony looking or whatever.
They had a DLC come out this year, so I guess.
Yeah, like nobody heard about it, and it's still rated. It's rated pretty high. Like it has a 4.5 on Google.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know it was from them, but I definitely heard about that game. I didn't even know it was from because I love Assassin's Creed. Honestly, I like the historical stuff of it, the gameplay. Like I honestly love all of it about it. But
I like some of the Assassin's Creed game. I think they're pretty cool. Oh, didn't that game get a live action movie too?
Yeah, and I watched it. That's actually not bad. It's not really? like we've always said. Like most of these have been like 7 out of 10s. I'd give like a 7 out of 10. It's not terrible though. Yeah, honestly, the story is just shit. but like the assassin stuff, like that is like the Assassin's Creed like action and whatnot in the game is basically like an action movie. So that's kind of what they did with
gameplay is basically the gameplay. The action is kind of like the gameplay on the game.
Yeah, so it fits very well. I mean, it's basically an action movie.
I feel like that could have been lent for a really cool series, but they need to try. Actually, they need to try pretty good.
Yeah, The Witcher could do it. I mean, I think they could do it with Assassin's Creed. I don't think you'd have to have a crazy budget, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those kind of stuff work better as a... Sorry about that. What was I saying?
I don't know. I didn't know if you were cutting out for me or what.
Oh, no. I wasn't sure what was going on either.
Oh, no.
I thought I might have cut off.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought there for a second. Jesus Christ. Assassin's Creed. Oh, if it was a TV show instead of a movie. I think
that'd work better too.
I feel like games and anime lend themselves better when they do a TV show instead of a movie, because you have to cram a whole plot line, like sometimes complicated plot lines, into a really small thing that you have, like a 2-hour movie or something. It's not big enough, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they're episodic already, so to then make it not episodic, it's like you gotta do so much to put it in a movie, especially if they're like a movie that's an hour and a half. I feel like most of these anime movies are like an hour and a half. If it was like Lord of the Rings, where it's like 3 hours, like maybe you could get that done. But like, no.
But I don't know. I'd be curious to see if they can actually make something that follows the plot line pretty well, but it's also like a movie style. But a lot of these anime just take forever to do things. So I'm like, I don't know, like, can they do a good movie into an anime opposed to like doing a TV show anime live action?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, most anime movies do all right. So it's like a question of, do they make a live action movie that's like
already a movie,
like not something that maybe that's not canon? Because like the My Hero movie, the second movie, it's not canon at all. The Dragon Ball movies aren't canon either. They're kind of canon if it's the specials or whatever, but like, would it be better for them to do an anime movie that's just something that's live action but not canon, so they don't have to like cram the first beginning of the story? Like, I don't know. I think that might work better because at least they can kind of do whatever they want instead of having to try and do.
But then again, like people will be mad about it because they're messing with like the lore or like the canon. I think that's so many people care about the. I think a lot of people care too much about canon, or like what's not canon, or what's like part of the story and what's not part of the story or whatever. Like with Persona, for example, when the new one came out, Persona 5 Royal, everyone was like, oh, well, which one's canon, Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal? I'm like, why don't you just play the fucking games and not worry about it?
Yeah, are the people that hate Royal, but it's like, dude, everything that's in the first game is in the Royal.
Yeah, right. Like I don't get that. Like same thing with Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden. They're like, oh, like I like this one better because of the voice actor or something. Like, who cares? Are you telling me that one person's going to ruin freaking 40 hours, no, 100 hours of a game from one single character and one single voice actor?
Aaron Fitzgerald's a better GA anyway. That's what they're on about.
I don't really. Yeah, I heard that. I don't really care. Frankly, I don't even remember what their voices sound like. That's why I don't care about voice actors or like actors in general, because I don't remember what they look like or what they sound like. So like,
I mean, I do. I think we talked about that before, but it's not usually enough for me to care. If they're doing a character well, they're doing it well. I could care less who's casted as it, but I end up just hearing somebody and just looking it up anyway. I don't know. I follow it sometimes, but if the story and the game is still good, it doesn't matter who it is. Like in P5, the Doctor, her voice has changed, but I thought her voice was good. I thought her voice was good in both. So like people are like, which one's your favorite? I'm like, well, it really doesn't change the game for me because I thought they both did it well.
Yeah,
so, I just never cared.
I didn't even know that they changed that. She's my favorite character, and I didn't know they changed the boys.
Yeah, it's a deeper voice in
really?
P5, and it's a higher pitched voice in Royal. But it's like they built it well, so it's like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, unless they picked a voice that doesn't really fit the character at all. I guess that would be like really jarring. Like if they pick some like mainly boy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some crazy voice that sounds nothing like it, I'll be like, okay, that sounds pretty off or something. But as long as it's a good voice actor, it's fine. So is that Mario movie live action, or is it just like a 3D animated movie?
I think it's animated.
What?
Is it?
You guys both spoke at the same time. I don't know.
I thought it was animated. Is it not?
Is it animated?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I don't know. I just saw people getting mad at the
it said that they're
actors.
It says that they're doing the voices, so I'd assume that means they're animated.
Oh yeah, that sounds like animated.
Yeah, because they're doing the voices for the characters, I think is what they're on about.
Yeah. That's what it is, yeah. So what's the big deal then? Whoever they cast for the voice actor. I thought they were acting. I thought they were gonna have a
well, it's like, can Chris Pratt do an Italian accent? That's the thing that's weird. Is it just gonna be regular Chris Pratt talking as Mario, or is it gonna be like Chris Pratt doing a Mario voice?
Hey that's guys, it's me, weird. Mario.
Or Seth Rogen, who's just like got constant stoner voice and has his laugh. That's Donkey Kong. It's like, is he gonna do monkey noises, or like, what's the deal? That's what's weird about it.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. All right. That thanks for clearing that up. I was just confused. I was like, what's the big deal about it? I don't really care, to be honest, because I don't care about what the fuck is it called?
We don't care about Mario or Sonic. So I don't really care either, but like I get where their complaint is coming from.
Yeah. Like, I get it.
How is it gonna be done?
He can't do that voice right or something. And yeah, the things that I have seen him act on, he really just acts the same way. It's like there's some actors that can really act, but I mean Chris Pratt is as an okay actor, but like from what the voice acting that I've seen him on, I don't really think he has like a voice that'll be like, oh man, this voice, this thing cannot be done by anybody other than him or something.
I feel like he does a lot of good physical humor too. If it's just his voice, like I don't know how good that'll be. He's a good actor in general. He's funny, but like I don't know, is it a comedy? That's also another thing. It's a Chris Pratt. He's a comedian. He's like, is this gonna be like a serious? Like it can't be a serious movie at all, right? Like I don't know. It's weird.
It could be.
Jack Black is Bowser. I don't know.
Yeah, it may be really
I like
funny.
Jack Black, though.
Yeah, I like Jack Black. I have confidence in him.
And he voice acted in Kung Fu Panda. He's done all that stuff.
He voice acted a lot, actually.
I feel like he could do great.
Yeah, he could do pretty good. I think he will do good. But everybody else, I don't know, because I don't know them. The one actress that they casted for Peach, I don't think she's done voice acting, and I think she only does like actual roles.
She's in Split and the Queen's Gambit or whatever.
Yeah. I've seen
great actor, but
great stuff. But can she voice act? Because there's a difference, right?
Is she gonna do Peach's voice too, or is it gonna be her normal voice? That's what's so weird.
She's probably just gonna do her normal voice. I don't expect her to be like.
It has to be them doing their normal voices. There's no like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird. It's just such a strange thing. It's like a great cast, sure, but it's like, are they going to be Mario characters?
But
or
I mean,
if
you think about it, if what they wanted is people talking about it, I'm pretty sure they got their goal already done. Like if they were like, maybe they were just like, hey, if we pick these actors, people are going to talk about it. And that's free publicity right there, right? Because people are going to hear about the new Mario movie. So like that already is a good thing, right?
Yeah, I guess publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad. Which, I mean, I think a lot of famous people intentionally just get into shit just because of the attention, but I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
The movie could be good, for all I know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The studio that is making it is the studio that make those yellow things. What are they called? Hey, what is that?
About Minions?
The Minions, yeah, the Minions, yeah. That's the studio.
I've never seen a Minions movie.
Yeah,
I've seen Despicable Me, but
I've seen the Despicable Me, yeah, the first one. But I was like, it's obviously not something that I care about, so it was like, I don't know. Are they gonna be doing good? I guess animation is good, right? Like, you can say whatever you want about the minions or whatever, but at least animation is good, right?
Yeah, they did a good job with the animation, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that will be like a big deal or something, animation wise.
I mean, it has to have a decent budget for the actors they pulled.
Yeah,
hopefully not all their money went towards it. It is Nintendo; they got fucking money. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got money, so I don't think money is a problem for this movie. I think it's just gonna be whether they have the correct people working on it or not.
Or the story, like it's just gonna be like Mario saving Princess Peach.
Yeah, that's what I
know?
mean. Like the people that are gonna write the story and everything. So. Yeah, so I don't know.
No idea.
I guess we'll see once we get the announcement. I'll be interested to see what they plan to do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I want to know the direction they're going with, because they could go with like, is it supposed to be like a realistic looking thing, or is it going to be like exactly what Mario looks like in the games, just with Chris Pratt's voice, like trying to just save Peach? I don't know. It's weird. We'll have to see more about it. I just know everybody memed this thing to death. If there's not a soul on Earth that doesn't know about it by now. If that was Nintendo's purpose for doing all that, then they definitely did it. They definitely struck gold with that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested. I don't really know much to say about that.
I don't either.
Yeah. Alrighty. So going back, I guess, to the anime live adaptations things. I mean, we get our bad share over here in the West too, right? With the Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh god,
live action.
No, I tried to forget about that one.
I was like, oh no, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, we want to talk about it. I have to bring it up somehow.
M. Night Shyamalan, who's a great writer and director, but
yeah,
he's just bombed on that movie, man.
I don't really know. I really would be interested to see like a big documentary on like what went wrong with that. Like, I'm sure somebody out there already working on that, but like I want to know exactly what went wrong with the process of it. Like, were they trying to do something and they fuck up somehow, or did they just did they get the wrong writers for it? Were they going to I don't know. Like, I really need to know like what went with this.
Right, and at any point during the making of the movie, did they actually think that they were doing a good job?
I don't know. I think they did a good job with it's just the first season, which I was glad. I'm like, good thing they didn't try to do all of it. I feel like that would have been too much.
Yeah, I don't think that the last season was out when they were making this.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so I think that they could only do so much. But I think they knew that there were gonna be 3 movies. I think that was the deal. They were gonna do the trilogy for these movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it had potential because, like you said, he's a good director. He doesn't do bad movies.
Is he though?
Yeah, I mean, he has some.
I think so.
Yeah, he had. What did he did? The Sixth Sense. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, he's got 3 bangers and 10 bad things.
He's got more movies. I just can't think of them. There's also that one where all the people are stuck in an old town, but turns out they're just... I can't remember the name of it.
What is that?
Are you talking about The Mist? Or no, The Village. You're talking about The Village.
Yeah, that movie. That
might be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's one of his 3 good ones.
The Happening is not bad either.
Hold on.
Oh my god, The Happening is awful.
There's Split... and Glass and Unbreakable.
Okay, Science is pretty shit. Have you guys seen that one?
Glass is terrible.
Glass is fine. It wasn't good, but he wasn't.
I liked it.
Terrible. It was just fine.
Lady in the Water is good too.
It was a good 7 out of 10.
Oh no, it was like a 2 out of.
Wait, he did Stuart Little?
Yeah, he did Stuart Little apparently.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's wild.
I can't imagine the Sixth Sense from the creators of Stuart Little.
Wait, I think that's earlier on because that's 1999.
Yeah,
we did Stuart Little and She's All That, which those are great movies from the 90s. I guess that's how he got started, didn't he?
I guess. Yeah, Lady in the Water is not bad. I mean, I want to say that he's a stellar director, but he's not a terrible director. he's not like the worst choice, I guess, for an adaptation.
Look, he did Stuart Little. That's all. That's all that matters.
It's
old. Either way, he flopped on Avatar. Either way.
Yeah, either
he's
way,
probably
he
like
fucked up.
50-50. He's a 50-50 director.
I thought you meant like his age because he's actually 50.
No, like 50% of his movies are good. 50%
Yeah.
absolute trash.
No, I know what you mean now, but when you said 50, I was like, yeah, he is 50. Yeah. No, I think it's fine. I don't think it's like the worst director, but I really want to know like what went wrong in the process of it. Like, a lot of things are wrong with it. Like for once, the casting was fucking bad, and like it was just terrible weird. Casting. So like that already sounds terrible, right? But I'm like, well, as long as the actors can act well, then you can get a decent movie. But they cannot act well either because they're child actors. No offense to anybody of the actors.
And they called Aang Ong, which always fucked me up. I'm like, what? Because as a kid watching this, I was so confused the whole time at like who was supposed to be who, and they casted a bunch of people who were like nothing like the characters. So I just didn't understand what was happening. I know he pulled a lot of Indian actors, which I have no problem for, but like as a kid, I was just so confused. So I was like, why is like I don't understand who's what anymore. I expected them to look like the characters from the show, and a lot of people just didn't look like that.
Oh, not at all. Like the uncle.
Yeah.
That he looked just nothing like the.
He was just like an old Indian dude, if I remember right. He wasn't even skinny. Like Uncle Iroh was kind of like bigger. Like they at least could have made him bigger. I don't know. It was just so. I just couldn't understand as a kid, like what the fuck I was looking at. I didn't know who was who. Like it was so hard to understand. I think as a kid.
Right, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was just a struggle. It was a real struggle to to watch that movie. I think my heart broke a little bit when I watched it. I was like, oh man. But I didn't have like really high expectations. Even growing up, I never thought that the live actions were gonna be good. Whenever you hear live action, it's always like, it'll be okay, I guess.
I had high hopes as a kid.
Did you really?
I watched it in theaters. I was a huge Avatar fan.
Oh no, me too. Like I was a big fan too, and I was excited to like watch it, but I wasn't like, oh man, it's gonna be better than the.
I mean, I also think I was like 12. I guess I'm a little younger than you are, so I was like more naive, thinking like this is gonna be great. Anything that's Avatar is great. Like I didn't know. I didn't think like, oh, somebody else has a hold of this, so it could be nothing like the actual show.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just sad. That's really just sad. I think
hearing the phrase live action usually strikes fear in my heart.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a new one. There's a new live action that they're gonna be doing for The Last Airbender.
It's a Netflix show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Netflix show, but like
and
Netflix
the creators
also,
left it.
Yeah, Netflix shows are also 50-50 too, right? That's like one of those that you see, you're like, oh man, like it could be good, or it could be actually really bad too.
Which is good. Death Note, not so good.
Right, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
it's up and down.
Yeah, right.
And Cowboy Bebop could be alright.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Who knows?
Could be alright, yeah.
It's hard to say. The thing about the Avatar having a new show or whatever, it's like, if they can learn from the M. Night Shyamalan thing, that's good. But also, they don't have the creators. They left it because of, I don't know, Netflix control, I guess, over the project. They said they weren't going to compromise on, like, the show's integrity, like the original show's integrity for the new live action thing. So they just sort of bounced on it. They weren't going to let Netflix mess it up. Which I totally understand. I would love to have had the original creators there doing it, because I'm sure they would have like made sure stuff was right or decent for the show. But no, I don't know. That makes me really question the integrity of it now.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree. But I don't know, man. It makes me really sad whenever like they left. I was like, you know, something went wrong whenever they left.
Right.
Yeah, that was like, oh shit. Well, they jumping ship.
I was worried as soon as I heard it.
Because I mean, you know, it has to be on Netflix's end why they left. I think they said that too. which is sort of whack.
Yeah, I don't know.
It still could be good for all we know. Who knows? But
it could be good. But the fact that they left means something. Like it means that something went wrong in the process of it, and that already kind of like. I mean, it's fine. I think that it's fine if they change things. Because again, going back to what I said earlier, it's really hard to fit a whole show in a movie style, and it's hard to fit live action into. I'm sorry, like anime into live action. So like, as long as you come up with a good way to fit something like that into live action, is fine. But yeah, I don't know.
At least it is a show, not a movie this time.
Right.
You know, they could like make like a deal with Netflix to have a season, and if it works all right, then get another season or two to stretch it out more. So I feel like movies, it's like you have to deal a little more and hope that it does decent at least. I don't know.
I agree with that.
Sure.
The only reason that I have any hope left is because it is a show and not a movie. So like I know that there's not going to be that cram. But I hope that they do so good, and I'm really, really worried because they did leave.
Yeah. That's a big one. That's gonna be kind of like, even if it releases, I'm gonna still look for a reason. I'm like, okay, so I want to know why they left. Like, I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna see like what was the reason. Like, what exactly in this show can he shows that they left? So
it could be obvious. Like we could like watch it and be like, oh. Fucking Appa and like other characters just completely gone or written out. That has to be like they're saying
again.
Oh no, not on.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It could be super obvious, or it could be something like, who knows? Maybe it was just something small.
Yeah, it could be maybe like they wanted more money, or they got less money, or it could be money related. It could be like ideas too. Like maybe they wanted to do something else new or different with the show. I don't know.
If I remember right, they said it was a creative difference. So I don't think it was ever money, but it could have just been that they said that. I don't know.
They say it all the time for everything. You know, like, oh, they like when bands get separated over creative differences. Is it really creative differences, or did they just disagree with?
Or did Bob get drunk and punch someone?
Yeah, because that does happen too.
That is true. That is that is a very vague excuse, I guess. Yeah.
Like, I think when the guitar player for Red Hot Chili Peppers left, they also say something like that. But then he had drug problems for like the last 20 years.
That always fucks up bands. Drug problems always somehow fuck stuff up.
Although he's back now, so Frusciante is back in the band, so. They're gonna be doing a tour actually next year, which I'm gonna go watch them. Hopefully, Corona isn't a thing by then.
Right.
I think Tool is gonna be touring again.
Who is?
And Tool. I don't know if you heard Tool before,
That's
but
cool.
they hadn't made an album for over 10 years, and they just made an album, and they're gonna go tour again. I'm like, well, odds are they'll probably have some more creative differences in the future, so I should probably go watch them. So I'm not going to have a chance to watch them again, probably. So I was like, fuck it. I need to do it.
Yeah.
And like you said, hopefully Corona stops stuff. Like, also conventions and things. I just want to be able to go do cool shit again.
Yeah, right, right. But I'm always thinking, like, oh, man, I really want to do things, but I also don't want to be, like, with the Corona stuff and everything going on. It's always, like it can be hard. Like I'm trying to do stuff, but also don't want to get Corona.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Right. Yeah.
Not to mention, even if I get it myself, I also just don't want to. I don't want to spread it or be just part of a cog in the machine that's spreading it around. You know? What I mean?
Yeah. Because some people are like, I don't know about with no issues, and I'm not judging you or whatever. You can go whatever you want, but personally, I don't want to be the one spreading it or anything like that.
Yeah,
cause,
not responsible, you know.
Yeah, right. That'll make me feel responsible. Like I don't want to be that.
Yeah, I don't be that guy.
Anyway, but we good for today.
I think we'll be good here. Yeah. Thank everybody for tuning in. You can expect another episode. Like I think you said, we're uploading these every Thursday, right?
Right, we're doing every Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can expect the next episode to be around the same time. Go check out the Star Wars special if you hadn't already. I'm not in that one, but these two are. But go check that out. Check down any links down in the description if you want to check out any of our other channels and whatnot. But I think this could be it for me. See you guys soon.
See you guys.
Adios.